So recently, a couple weeks ago, I made a game in C++ and Vulkan that supports the Linux and Windows platform. In the last video, I made keyboard and collision functions so that I could actually create a Flappy Bird game. But this time, we're going to make audio, dynamic sprites, and performance. The first thing we need is audio, and I'm using miniaudio.h, and I have a file that just has a constructor, deconstructor, and a void play function, which allows you to put an input file path, and it'll play it, which is just a simple line of code. Previously, my code would only calculate FPS and CPS, which is cycles per second, but now it'll actually calculate how many frames we're getting, since the frames is on a separate thread. Before we were getting 150 to 200,000 cycles and 6 to 8,000 frames, but I optimized it and now we get 7 to 10,000 frames and less lag spikes on lower devices. And moving on to dynamic creation sprites, it had more deletions than additions in that one commit it took. I also make it so that you don't need as many dependencies installed on your system to actually run this project. You only need like 2. And then also, compiling is quicker, at least when you first compile it. And I also added a camera, so you could just change the camera, and it's just like one line of code. It's actually not that bad. And here's the final game with it tweets when you flap, and has runs faster, I guess. The FPS is actually kind of like not correct because it's not right when I'm recording it. But I usually get like a couple more frames per second. It doesn't dip down to 1,500 if I'm not recording. But that's all I did for this week. I'm probably going to schedule this for a week in advance since I'm not going to be here. But yeah, see ya.